Hello, sir. Jerome, sir. Hello, Jerome.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Father, shall we start, Father?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, good morning to all. I am Dr. S.T. Victor, Dean of Science and Associate Professor in Computer Science, Coordinator of Human Excellence Courses, Shift 1. Respected Reverend Father Rector, respected resource person, Dr. S. Jerome, Assistant Professor in Chemistry, Assembly Memorial College, Christian College, Marthandam. Respected faculty members, my dear students. Today we are all gathered here to attend a workshop on carbon footprint calculation, significance towards environmental management. Before we start the program, let me give a brief introduction about our department. The concept of imparting value education is part of the basic education policy. The origin of such a course in St. Xavier's College is way back to 1987 when autonomy was granted. Initially, religion and ethics were offered to the students. Then a course on personality development has been added. After several refinements, the department has evolved as the Department of Human Excellence, and it is now offering the following courses: Religion and Ethics in the first semester, Integrated Personality Development in the first semester, Life Issues and Coping Skill Development in the second semester, Human Rights and Social Analysis in the third semester, Environmental Studies in the third semester. So it is a complete journey from the inner one's own personality to the interpersonal personality to the society and to the universe. From this academic year, the course on environmental studies is offered under the Department of Human Excellence. So concern for the environment is the need of the hour. This workshop will focus on what we get from the environment and what we have to give back to it. With these few words, now let me invite Dr. M. Mariadoss, Dean of Research and UGC Affairs, to lead us into prayer.
All praise be yours, my Lord, through Sister Water. So useful, lowly, preciously, and pure. All praise be to you, O my Lord, through Brother Fire. Through whom you brighten up the night. All praise be yours, my Lord, through all that you have made. My Lord, Brother Sun who brings the day, how beautiful is he, how radiant in all his splendor. Of you most high, he bears the likeness. All praise be yours, my Lord, through sister moon and stars. In the heaven you have made them bright and precious and fair. All praise be yours, my Lord, through brothers wind and air. All praise be yours, my Lord, through sister water. So useful, lowly, precious, and pure. All praise be yours, my Lord, through brother fire, through whom you brighten up the night. All praise be yours, my Lord, through sister earth and our mother and father, who feeds us and produces various fruits with colored flowers and herbs. Praise and bless my Lord and give him thanks and serve him with great humility. Lord, grant us the wisdom to care for the earth and till it. Help us to act now for the good of future generations and all your creatures. Help us to become instruments of a new creation, founded on the covenant of your love. We make this prayer to you through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, with the intercession of Saint Francis of Assisi.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wonderful and relevant prayer. Now, I am pleased to welcome Reverend Dr. V. Henry Jerome, Rector and Head of the Department of Human Excellence, to deliver introductory note and welcome address. Over to Father Rector.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, ma'am, for the very good prayer. Can you hear me?
Yes, Father.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I'm very happy to welcome all of you, my dear students, professors, and resource person today, Dr. Gilmore. Very pleased to invite all of you to this webinar. I know that you are now studying this subject, environment sciences, which is one of the important aspects of our life, particularly life in this part of the world, Tirunelveli, Palayamkottai and other, this is a southern part of the world. There are quite a lot of, environmental issues that we face. Students, the subjects that we have in the Department of Human Excellence, be it life issues and coping strategies, or environmental sciences in second year, and you have personality development in the first year, as life issues, coping strategies, human rights and social analysis in the second year. Already Sir was telling you how we are aiming at taking you from the travel from within to the whole and large society, the whole universe, the planet. In the planet, we are all living as creatures now, created beings of God. Basically, why do we, insist on environmental sciences, and why, this is a compulsory program. UGC has compelled us to have, Supreme Court has compelled us that all of us in the college studies should undergo this one, because every one of the human being is responsible for what happens around us. That one aspect now that we are going to listen to now on carbon emission, and then the measurement of the carbon, what we have the topic carbon footprints. That means what? Measurement of how much carbon each one personally, individually, in a group, family, company, and everything in this world, how they emit carbon dioxide, and how it has an effect on the global change, the global temperature, the global thing. And in mathematics, we speak about chaos theory. Chaos theory is something about the predictability. In the chaos theory, there is one effect we call butterfly effect. Butterfly விளைவு ஒரு என்ன சொல்ற பட்டர்ஃப்ளை விளைவுன்றது ஒரு அதை எப்படி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றாங்கன்னா, the butterfly effect is nothing but does a flap of a butterfly's wings. ஒரு பட்டர்ஃப்ளை வண்ணத்து பூச்சி அதனுடைய இறகினை அசைப்பது என்பது பிரேசிலில் நடக்கும்போது அது டெக்சஸில் ஒரு புயலை ஏற்படுத்தும் அப்படின்றது அந்த பட்டர்ஃப்ளை எஃபெக்ட்ன்றது. இந்த chaos theory, when we speak about predictability, we speak about this theory. இந்த எஃபெக்ட் என்னன்னா, எங்கேயோ ஒரு இடத்துல ஒரு பட்டர்ஃப்ளை தனது இறகினை அசைப்பது என்பது இன்னொரு இடத்துல அது ஒரு பெரிய புயலினை உருவாக்கும் அப்படின்றது. The theory says, the chaos theory says, the sensitive dependency on the initial conditions that will have a greater impact, larger impact on the bigger thing that happens at the end. இதுதான் the chaos theory. எங்கேயோ ஒரு இடத்துல ஒரு பெரிய புயல் என்பது அங்கேயே உருவான ஒரு புயல் கிடையாது. அந்த புயல் உருவாவதற்கு ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துல ஒரு சின்ன செயல் நடந்திருக்கு. அது அப்படியே பூமராங் ஆகி அப்படியே அது கொண்டு போய் அந்த ஒரு புயலினை உருவாக்குகின்றது. This is a very important one when we speak about this environment, the whole planet, that we are all interconnected. நான் இங்க இருக்கிறேன், நீங்க அங்க இருக்கிறீங்க. That means we are not connected கிடையாது. Whatever that each one is doing has an effect on the community living, on the state, on India, on the world. It has an effect. It has an impact on everything. அதனாலதான் இந்த செஷன்லாம் முக்கியமானதா பார்க்கிறோம். The measurement of this carbon footprints. How are you going to measure that? And what are the things that we need to do to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide? And what effects it has on a bigger level, in a bigger level and in a local level. அதனாலதான் அந்த என்வாயர்மெண்ட் சயின்ஸ் படிக்கும்போது சம்டைம்ஸ் அது ஏதோ யாருக்கோ ஒருத்தருக்காக படிக்கணும்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. Each and everything has an effect in my area, in my family, in my localityன்றத மைண்ட்ல வச்சுக்கணும். அப்படிதான் படிக்கணும். இன்னைக்கு ஏதோ எங்கேயோ ஒரு சப்ஜெக்ட் கார்பனை பத்தி பேசுறாங்க. there are certain areas, நீங்க கம்பெனிக்கு பக்கத்துல அந்த எமிஷன் இருக்கிற கம்பெனி பக்கத்துல திண்டுக்கல்ல எல்லாம் போனோம்னா அங்க எல்லாம் நிறைய அந்த புகை நிறைய வரும். அந்த தரையே சம்டைம்ஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் கார்பன் இருக்கும். அந்த நிறைய அந்த இடத்த பார்ப்போம். அவங்க ஒரு சில இடங்கள் எல்லாம் அவங்களுக்கு இந்த மூச்சு விடக்கூட முடியாது. நம்மளுக்குமே பக்கத்துல கூடங்குளம் எல்லாம் இருக்கு. நிறைய ஆபத்துகள் சூழ்ந்த ஒரு இடமாக இருக்கின்றது. every individual has got a role to play in protecting the environment. அதுதான் இன்றைக்கு இருக்கிற செஷனுடைய பேசிக் ஐடியா. அதை நீங்க students, please listen to this carefully, keenly you listen to this, so that you will learn that it is my responsibility as a student of St. Xavier's College to take care of the environment of my place, of my locality. அப்ப இங்க நம்ம படிக்கிறது என்பது ஏதோ யாருக்கோ ஒருத்தருக்காக கிடையாது. எனது நல்வாழ்வு என்பது இனிமே முதற்கொண்டு திரும்ப எல்லாத்துலயும் சொல்றோம். இனிமே இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஹெல்த்ன்றது கிடையாது. இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஹெல்த் இஸ் தி கம்யூனிட்டி ஹெல்த். நான் பாதுகாத்துட்டா தான் என்னுடைய பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற வீடை பாதுகாக்க முடியும், என்னுடைய நண்பர்களை பாதுகாக்க முடியும். இன்றைக்கு அந்த கோவிட்ல இது ஒரு மிக முக்கியமான ஒரு கருத்தாக வருது. என்னை நான் பாதுகாப்பது என்பது எனக்கான ஒரு செயல்பாடு கிடையாது, அது இந்த உலகத்திற்கான நலவாழ்வுக்கான ஒரு செயல்பாடு. அதனாலதான் முகப்பு கவசம் போடுங்கன்றது, அதனாலதான் கேர்ஃபுல்லா இருந்துக்கங்கன்னு சொல்றது. ஏன்? உன்னுடைய ஹெல்த் என்பது டிபெண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் தி ஹெல்த், த கம்யூனிட்டி ஹெல்த் டிபெண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் த இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஹெல்த். ஸோ த கம்யூனிட்டி லிவிங், the world, well-being of the world, environment around us, எல்லாமே depends on each one of us individually. So I am sure that today you will get a very good idea on how human behavior can affect the whole environment. So I welcome Dr. Ginil Moon to address us. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting to give us this webinar to our students. I am sure it will be really thought-provoking. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Father. Thank you for your thought-provoking introductory remarks, highlighting our responsibilities and warm words of welcome. Now, I request Dr. Y. Jayavins Ruben, the head of the Department of Chemistry, to introduce the resource person.
Good noon to all of you. It's a great moment to me to introduce the resource person of the day, Dr. S. Jerome, to this August gathering. Dr. S. Jerome is a very close friend of mine who is working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, NAAC Memorial Christian College, Martanda. He is a well-specialized teacher in physical chemistry and an enthusiastic researcher in the field of nanotechnology. He has published more than 12 international research articles with a total impact factor of 90.749. His paper presented in Intraprastha International Conclave on Nanoscience and Technology, New Delhi in 2010 was adjudged the best. Dr. Jinil is an environmentalist and international resource person in diverse topics including environment and ICT. And his other fields of interest are polymer nanotechnology, spectroscopy and molecular docking. He is a fellow in Science National Congress and member of editorial board of many international journals. He is also serving as reviewer in 5 international journals, which includes elsewhere journals too. Being an organizing committee member of many international conferences, notably in Sanya, China and Singapore, he has been an invited speaker in national and international conferences. He is an excellent chemistry professor, having enormous experience in teaching in all levels of chemistry and well versed in providing courses in Moodle platform. Today, Dr. Jerome is here with us in our college as an environmentalist to give us an elaborate idea on carbon footprint and its calculation and its impact on the environment. So, on behalf of the St. Xavier's College, Palayamkottai, and the Department of Human Excellence of St. Xavier's College, I once again welcome Dr. Jerome to this gathering, and now I request Dr. Jerome to deliver his speech. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you for your introduction. Now over to Dr. S. Jerome. Sir, you can conduct the workshop on carbon footprint calculation, significant towards environmental management. Over to Dr. Jerome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. SP Victor, for giving me the stage. Let me present myself first.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure my screen is audible now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Ecological footprint calculations and its significance. I'm so happy to be in your midst. Respected Reverend Dr. S. Mariadoss, the principal of St. Xavier's College, Palayamkottai. Ever since the coming of the pandemic, I have been in association with him and few of the activities. I am happy that I have one more association with St. Xavier's College. And at this juncture, let me congratulate the management for attaining A++ with a grade 3.66. Of course, St. Xavier's College Palayamkottai, which is having such a department of human excellence and doing separate field work for the people in and around Tirunelveli, especially as you have taken the calculation of ecological footprint, which is not an academic, not just on academic perspective, but also as a message, as an information, as a homework to the students to support the nation, support the environment. in retaining the nature's flavor. In that way, St. Xavier's College Palayamkottai joins very few of the IITs in our country in taking up this ecological footprint calculation. I thank the management for doing so, and I'm thankful to the rector, Father Rector, and the head of the Department of Human Excellence for that welcome address, and also for giving me the platform to speak once more in your premises. Thank you, sir. And Dr. Baby, that prayer was excellent. And the final words to Dr. V. Jayavan, who introduced me. Of course, thank you. Thank you for all your support and guidance. And dear students and fellow participants, fellow staffs who are there, thank you. Thank you for your presence here. I'm sure I'll move on to the presentation part. Before I start my topic, I'll give you a small introduction about the ecological footprint calculation, and then we'll move on to the calculation part, how to run that Excel sheet, procedures, etc., and how to calculate all those things. Finally, we'll have some sort of a discussion regarding how to change or how to support from our side, how to decrease the footprint values. All those things we can discuss. Let me start with our environment. Of course, all these calculations which we are going to do depends on the environment. So we'll see a very few seconds about our environment, what it has given us. Dear friends, the environment is everything that is around us. In chemistry, in science, we talk that as universe and ourselves as a system. But environment is everything that is around us. It plays an important role in each and every human being, the healthy living, our support system, all those things, all our needs and deeds depend on the environment. It is the only source. It is the only home for all the air we intake, all the food, for all our needs. Environment is the only one source. It is our entire life support system. It plays an important role in regulating the air and the climate. Of course, even in spite of all the ill deeds we do to the environment, it has its own ways of recycling, regulating, controlling. But still, we are overworking the environment. That is why we are facing many of those calamities. And environment is a source of natural beauty. I am sure most of the movies which you watch, most of the literatures which you have will give you the glimpse of the natural beauty which our Mother Earth have. Of course, for our physical and mental health, I am sure you will have the difference between working out in an air-conditioned gym or working out in an well-pleasant park or a place, open place filled with trees. Yes, Earth has its say in our physical and mental health. Okay, so this is a short, brief introduction about our environment, because I am sure each and every one of you know much better than me what the environment gives us, because what all we have is given by our environment. Talking about the ecological footprint. The ecological footprint is a measure of human demand on the Earth's ecosystem. It is a standardized measure of demand for natural capital that may be contrasted with the planet's ecological capacity to regenerate it. Yes, it represents the amount of biology for an individual, for a family, an organization, or a country or the entire human population on the earth. Yes, we will have in this calculation, we are I'll explain you to calculate it for your family, and even the institution on its own, it can calculate things. Using this assessment, it is possible to estimate how much of the earth or how many planet Earths it would take to support humanity if everybody followed a given lifestyle. I'll give you a small statistics. In 2007, the estimated footprint value for average is 1.5 planet Earth for the total humanity. And that shows that we are 1.5 times as fast as Earth can renew them. Yes, we are much faster than the Earth's renewal system. This is what has to be reduced. The Earth, in other words, humanity uses ecological services 1.5 times faster as Earth can renew them. It is an attempt, of course, this footprint calculation is an attempt to give a conservatory measure of the degree of overshoot occurring in a particular society. We are talking about the universe. In general, it can be a particular society, a bioregion, under the conditions of present technology and social organization. The amount of land that would be required to support the civilization in a sustainable manner is calculated and compared to the amount of land that is available. When such a required amount is greater than the total area where the people live, the carrying capacity has been exceeded. It means that the humans are consuming non-renewable energy sources in excess. The humans are consuming non-renewable energy sources or consuming renewable sources in excess of the renewable capacity, and thereby they are degrading it. Yes. As the ecological and biogeochemical systems degrade, they are unable to provide the ecological services such as fresh water, food, etc. Dear friends, to avoid this, we must drastically reduce our impacts on the nature. We must reduce our per capita consumption. That is, we must use, or we must learn to use less. We must also reduce our population. Many people, with their absolute faith in technology and human cleverness, think that the effects of their overconsumption will not take place in their lifetime. This is what most of us think. We never worry about how much water we waste, how much food we waste, how much unwanted things we buy. But dear friends, it is this attitude that makes it even more probable that each one of us will face the severe effects even in our lifetime. Hence, it is of utmost importance that we act now. We are supposed to quantify the impacts of our activities, and this is what we are doing here. Actually, when you spend your money, when you don't know how much you get and how much you spend, you just can't reduce the amount of spending. When you don't know how much you spend, in what way you spend, you can't reduce the expenditure, or you can't properly plan enough to qualify the way or method of expenditure, or reduce the waste, reduce the cost, change your purchase modes, etc. All those things you can't do. So what you have to do is, using this ecological footprint, we are supposed to quantify the impacts of our activities and consumption so that we can modify and minimize the impacts. Yes, this ecological footprint calculation enables us to do this only. Dear friends, this is a small statistics regarding our country. The ecological footprint of India in 2015 is 0.91 hectares per person. But our biological regenerative capacity is only 0.51 hectares per capita. So we are the ecological debtors. Yes. We are the ecological debtors. We are overusing our country's biocapacity by 0.4 hectares per capita. So it is really a sad state. We are consuming the resources that are meant for the future. We people try to save wealth for our children, but in turn, we are stealing our children. Of course, we are stealing our children. This is the time for us to think about these things. And this ecological footprint calculation will help each one of us in changing our perspectives, our targets, our lifestyles. You see here. Now, let me request the students, if you need, you can take the note of the procedures which you are going to follow up. So from this on, we are going to learn how to do this calculation. Okay. Talking about this calculation, it is an individual activity. Yes, it is an individual. You can do it individually with the support of your family. Actually, the name of this footprint is footprint 50. Because we are going to reduce the footprint by 50%. We are going to reduce the footprint, footprint caused by our family members by 50%. By trying innovative ways, we are going to reduce the per capita ecological footprint for your household. In this, we will have an Excel sheet which will have a lot of inbuilt calculations. And our work is just entering the statistics, and don't think it will be easy. If you have to exactly calculate your household footprint value, you have to do some homeworks before that. And I don't think it will be a bit tedious, and it will be not difficult. I'm sure it is not easy, and it is not difficult also. It will be a bit tedious. Here, what you're supposed to do is take this Excel sheet, and we have to calculate our present per capita household ecological footprint. This is the first step which we'll do. Actually, we have a list of values that you'll be seeing when you go through the Excel sheet. Initially, we have to calculate the per capita household ecological footprint first. Then what you are supposed to do is set a target how to reduce the footprint to 50%. So we'll be setting a target for reducing that into 50%. So to facilitate this calculation, we have this ecological footprint calculator. You can use this to calculate, and then we'll set an aggressive target of 50% for reducing this footprint values. These are the steps to be followed. Download the Excel file from the source, whichever may be. Most probably, I will giving this file to your head of the department so that they can mail it to you, or by whatever source may be. You have to open the file. What you have to do is you have to make 2 additional copies of the file. That means one should be named as your name footprint 100. if it is from my part, Jinilmon footprint 100, naming one, and the other one you have to name it as your name footprint 50. So these two files we have to keep ready in addition to the original file which we have, because we have to always have a backup, because any sort of corrections if we make, any sort of unwanted things you do in between, what will happen, it will corrupt your calculations in the Excel sheet. So that you should not do anything else in the Excel sheet, just other than entering the values. So always keep a backup, keep the original file as such, make copies from that. Okay. After that, you have to open the 100 file, that is your name footprint 100 file, and what you have to do is you have someone else is speaking, it's in between. Kindly keep your audios off, or else the others will be getting interrupted and they can't hear my voice. Thank you. Thank you. So you are supposed to fill the footprint 100 file first, based on the existing data you have. That existing data in the sense how you are running now, how much purchase you do, how all those values based on your present condition in your family. The units, usually you have two sets of units in the calculation, but probably it's better you don't change the units, because in some cases, based on our prior experience, this is what we say. When you change the units, it will work for a few, but for most of them it doesn't work. I don't know the reason, because it works well for us properly. I don't know what is the reason it doesn't work for others. So what we will say is, you need not change your units, let it be there as what it is in the sheet. We can do the calculations based on what the data we have. All those things I'll explain you now. Discuss well with your family members for all the details. Yes, you have to only if you get the support from your family members, you can do. Even if you are the father of the family or you are the mother of the family, you just can't do things on your own. It depends on each and every individual who is independent of you, who goes on their own out. All those things, many data is needed, so that you have to sit with your family members a few minutes to get this data right. Now, after calculating, after entering all the values, you will get your footprint value at the bottom. You have to note that value. After that, what we do now, this is this is what is the best part of this calculation, or best part of this assignment. After entering all the values in the 100 file, that means footprint 100 file, based on the present consumption and all those things, you are supposed to analyze what can be changed, or what should be changed, and what can be substituted with what. And I'll give you certain ideas, certain suggestions regarding the changes which we can do in general. And as individuals, you can have your own adjustments. So we are supposed to understand the results, analyze it, and try to identify the main areas of high and excessive consumption. Only when you write it down, you will know, oh God, is this amount, this much amount I'm spending for this simple 1 minute a day problem? Yes, there are a lot of things. When you write down, when you take a note of it, when you list it, you will know the importance of certain things in your life. Then, based on the analysis what you have done, you have to develop certain activities, change certain activities, make a habit that you honestly wish to change in order to reduce your ecological footprint. Yes, this is very clear. You are supposed to do it honestly. Develop a plan of the activities and habits that you honestly wish to change. And then what you have to do is, after developing this we are supposed to set up an aggressive target value. That is 50%. Usually this is what we suggest to everyone. You put your target to be 50%. Only then we will get along, because already we are running out of time with our environment. We are almost overtaking our environment in all the cases. So let's we are supposed to put a 50% target. So now we are going to take the next file, that 50 file, footprint 50 file. After that, what do? You could do the same calculations with your targets. What are the things you plan to change? So earlier you are buying 50 kg of meat. Now if you are supposed to you are decided to change it to 25. Now you enter at 25. What are the other changes what you have managed? Earlier you used to travel 100 kilometers per day in your car. Then when you try to change it to your public transport, how much that has changed? What are the other data you are decided to change? What are the other items you have planned? All those things you have to enter in the next file. That is the 50. And dear friends, kindly keep in mind, by changing your habits and lifestyle, and you, one individual, can make a difference in this world and show that you care for nature and your fellow human beings. As most of this is what is most of us doesn't do it, because just one drop of water, what will it do? Just one mug of water, let it go. 1 rupee, let it go. I'm sure I'll recall a small phrase from Mr. Onion. ஒரு ரூபாய ஒரு கோடி வேறு ஒரு கோடி தடவை ஏமாத்துனா, just do that calculation. Yes, this is what is we are supposed to do. Let it be 1 rupee, let it be 1 drop of water. You are supposed to save it. You are not supposed to waste even a single unit of anything you get from the earth, whatever maybe it is. Okay, now fill it out in the 50 file. Take it to the summary table. Take all the values, that is the 100 value, 50 value, your target value, all these things you take it to the summary table. And you have to list a few of these, the main lifestyle changes which you have planned. And also you can list a few of these methods or methodologies, what you are going to, how you are going to do it, and how you are going to convince your family members to make this lifestyle. Because we have 3 generations, most of you will be having 3 generations in your family, in your house. In that case, you are supposed to do, you are supposed to convince most of them also regarding the lifestyle changes which you are going to do. So based on that, you are supposed to enter all these documents. I'll give you the glimpse of the documents here. This is the summary table which you are going to fill up. The first column, first row gives you the 100 footprint value. Then your target, the second row, and the third row gives you the calculated footprint value after you have calculated it for the 50%, for that target which you have aimed. This is the summary table. In addition to this summary table, and dear students, don't worry if you can't write it completely also, it's no issues. I'm sure all these files will be provided to your head of the department for your use. Then after filling the summary table, you have to go for this list these lifestyle changes, main lifestyle changes which are possible. List it 1, 2, 3. How will you convince your family members? That also you have to list it, because these things, when you list it, so that it will be easy for you to work it out. This is what is we are going to do. This is the procedure, or this is the methodology of doing it. Now I'll give you a few of the unit conversions which you will be coming across in this dollars. Usually, actually this Excel sheet was based on the calculations and all those things based on United States of America, and we are doing it so that we'll get some knowledge about what we are spending. And as we are comparing the two footprint values, there will be no much deviation from what to say, the present fact, as we are doing a comparative fact. And but all the amounts will be in dollars. So what we have to, all the amounts will be in dollars. All the amounts will be in dollars, so that the we can calculate the total income or whatever may be in rupee and multiply it with 0.013. Then in pounds, usually we in India we do it in kilograms. So kilogram into 2.20462, you get the value in pounds. And quart, this is for volumes in liters. You calculate in lit. You take the total in liter and multiply it with 1.0405669. You get the value in quart. Square feet and area. Regarding the area, usually we also calculate in square feet. If in case you are doing it in square meter, also square meter into 10.7639, you get the value in square feet. Then units. This is what is we obtain. 1 unit is equal to kWh, which is the same, no issues in that. Gallon, kilogram, this is for the air, LPG cylinders, all those things. Gallon, that is kg into 0.264, kilogram into 0.264, you get the gallon. Miles, kilometer into 0.621, you get the miles. Then in the case of mileage, the vehicle mileage, miles per gallon is what is given in the Excel sheet. You can do it in kilograms by kilometer per liter by multiplying it with 2.352. That is miles per gallon into kilometer per liter is 2. When you get it by multiplying it with 2.352. So this is the unit conversions what we have. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Now, this is all about the units which will be coming across in this calculation. And the last, you have the score. So wait, I'll do it. I'll do that correction. I'll do that correction. Thank you, sir. Okay. Here on the except the host, no one else can admit themselves. Okay. Regarding the score, this is what you get. You get your scores in 1.5, 1.2, some sort of a values that is equal to 1 global hectare or 1 acre of biologically productive land or water. And that is also equal to 1 acre of biologically productive space with world average productive. If the value is 1, you are using 1 acre of biologically productive land for your resources. That is what the score means. And in 2004, the score was 1.5 average for all the human beings. Yes. Okay. Now let's move on to the Excel sheet. I'm sure you can see the Excel sheet screen. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Household ecological footprint calculator. I'm sure you have come across all the dollar values and units, etc. So this is the part. Here you have to enter your monthly earning. if, for example, you are earning 70,000 per month, total income, whatever ways you get, you put it here 70,000. When you convert that into dollars, it will be something around $100, $1,000. Okay. Then in the next case, you have work-related dollars spent per month. This means when you go for a job, you spend some amount for doing some purpose for the job. For example, when you if you use some $10 or 20, some 100 rupees per day for travel, you can add that amount here. So for total 1 month, what is the amount which you spend for the work you do? That's it. So when you are you buy a paper, if you are an academist, you buy papers, you buy textbooks, all those things you can add in this dollars spent per month for your work. Okay. Then you have the hours of work per week. That means for usually for the college staff, it is morning 10 to 4 or whatever, maybe 8:30 to 1:30, whatever maybe the amount hour you spend in for your job. Then in addition to that, you have the next column which shows the unpaid hours per week. That means for the purpose of your job, maybe if your college is in Tirunelveli and a person comes from Nagarkovil, he will have to spend 3 hours, approximately 2 hours in additional for the travel. So that 2 hours will come under unpaid hours per week for work preparation. And as a professor or a teacher, they will need some amount of preparation time. For teaching 1 hour at the college, you may have to prepare for 1.5 hours or 2 hours, maybe that depends on the topic. So the preparation hours, the travel hours, all these things can be added in the unpaid hours per week for work preparation. So that finishes this column. Then moving on, this is the part where you are supposed to change the units, and I recommend you don't do anything there. Sometimes it may corrupt your file. So let's leave it there, as I have given you all the unit corrections. Moving on, this is the food part. The first column, first tabular column is the food part, and you can see here the first, this is the unit. You have nothing to do with it. Your entering column is just amount per month and dollars. These two parts alone you are supposed to enter, and the other things it will automatically get filled up. So don't do anything else. If you without knowingly, if you do anything, immediately press Control Z and all the changes will undone. So this one is the first one. Here in this category, all the food products what we purchase will be coming here. That is the first column, it is the total amount of vegetables, potatoes and fruits which you buy. Probably you may buy some 3 to 4 kilos of vegetables. In addition, you buy 1 or 2 kgs of fruits. So you can enter here totally 3 kgs of vegetable and 3 kgs of fruits. You multiply the value for the pound calculation and enter it here. I'll put it just 2 for your change. So when immediately as you put 2 here, you see here actually it has to change. There's some sort of changes has happened. Kindly wait, I'll bring in another file. Sorry. You see here, as soon as you want to enter 1 here, what happens? For 1 month, if it is 1, for 12 months it will be 12. That will get automatically entered. And you see here, fossil energy. This is what is for 1 pound of vegetables and potatoes and fruits you purchase. This 31 is the fossil energy used, and 21 is the meter square is the cropland used. I'm sure you got it. Yes. Now this is the bread and bakery products, bread and bakery baked items, whatever you buy. If it is 1 pound here, you can see. You see the fossil energy used is 77 and the cropland used is 110. So this is how we are supposed to manage. So you see the difference between 1 pound of vegetable, potatoes and fruits compared with bread and bakery. So for vegetables, it's just 31 meter square fossil energy, and for bread and bakery, it is 77, more than double. And similarly, in the case of cropland, vegetables and potatoes is just 21. You see here, it's just 21. But compared with the bread and bakery, the cropland used is 110 meter square area. Got it? Then now you can substitute. If you substitute this 1 kg the bread and bakery with bread and baked items with another vegetable, I'll shift this to 2. So you have reduced the fossil. You have reduced the fossil energy and cropland. Yes, this is how we are supposed to analyze and manage. Then this is in the case of flour, rice, noodles and cereal products. If you put it 1 pound, you know.
Your screen is not visible, sir.
Oh, sorry. I haven't yet shared it. Wait, I just forgot. Go. I'm sure now it's fine, huh?
Yes, sir, visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'll undo everything and I'll try it on from starts. So I'm sure you are fine with this part. We'll move on to this part. Here you have the vegetables, potatoes and fruits. I'll put 1 pound of vegetables, and you see automatically the value enters here 12 per year. For 1 month, if it is 1 pound, for 1 year it is 12. Then immediately you will have the fossil energy value here. That is this much 1 pound of vegetables uses 31 meter square of fossil energy and 21 meter square of cropland. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next one. Then bread and bakery products, 1 kilogram. What happens? For 1 year, it is 12 kilogram. And you see here, the fossil energy and the cropland value, it's doubled, more than doubled for the bread and bakery products. For vegetables, it is 31. And in the case of bread and bakery, it is 77. Similarly, cropland used is for vegetables, it is 21. But for the bread and bakery products, for the same 1 kilogram, it is 110. Okay. Now let's move on. If you replace this 1 kilogram bread and bakery products with kilogram vegetables, I'll change this to 2. You see, you can reduce the cropland and the fossil energy used. This is how you are supposed to manage the resources or manage the things you purchase or you use. Then flour and rice, cereals, etc. Probably use 20 kg per month. 240 kg per year, and you see the fossil energy used. And if you put it 1 kg, you can compare this to that of the vegetables. You see, 1 kg of cereals and flour, etc., is equal to 2 kg of vegetables in the case of fossil energy. And the cropland used for this 1 kg of flour, rice, etc., is 110. But in the same case, for the cropland, it is very less. For vegetables, it is very less, 42. Then maize. Maize is different from the flour category. Then you have beans and other dried pulses here. Then milk, cream, yogurt, sour ice cream. All these things you have to mention in liters. Here it is in liters. Actually, this is the unit converted one. In the case of the earlier units, it will be in quart. Ice cream, frozen dairy. Let me put 1 kg here. You see the values. You see milk, milk and ice cream, all those things, it is 31, 31 and 16. The 16 is for the pasture. Cropland, pasture, forest, built up land and fisheries. All these things, the 1 kg of the product which we buy, how much has its impact on the other cropland, pasture, forest, etc. All these things we can calculate. We can get it from this chart. Then when you put for ice cream, if you put 1 kg of ice cream per month, you can see the values here. Ice cream is different from milk cream and other things, because ice cream needs some processing. All those things, the refrigeration needed, all these will have the impact on the fossil fuel, cropland, pastures, etc. Then you have cheese and butter here. X can be put in number. If you consume approximately 2 eggs per day for or maybe each members will have 1 egg per day. If you have family of 4 members, it will be 4 into 30. So per month, 30 into 4, it will be 120 eggs. So totally 1,440 eggs per year, and it will have the value fossil energy and the croplands. Then moving on to meat. This is the key part of the calculation, because when you enter 1 kg of pork, when you enter 1 kg of pork, you see the values: 310 fossil fuel, fossil energy, and 368 cropland. And the same when you compare that with the chicken or turkeys, it is a bit lesser. And beef, it is higher. So actually, in comparing our food materials, this meat is the one which costs very high footprint value, because meat has its say on many cases. When you consider beef, you know, of the buffaloes or the cow, whatever maybe, they eat on the pastures, they take away grasslands. The fossil energies are also used, because that includes cooking, all the other processing methods used in between. All these things are there. So mostly when you look from the footprint point of view, people recommend the reduction of meat consumption. The required protein which you get from the meat can be taken from few of the vegetables. You see, 1 kg of beef, you have this much impact: 402 fossil, 722 cropland, 426 pastures. But when you go for veggies, if it is 1 kg, you see here, you have just 31 and 21. You can reduce it some 10 times the fossil, 20 times the cropland, etc. These things can be done. Then you have fish here. Our people of our region, they are fond of fishes, you know. So 1 kg of fish per month, you have this much impact. This is not just 1 kg. People eat 1 kg for 2 to 3 days. So for a month, it goes along. Then sugar, vegetable oil, margarine, coffee and tea. All these things, they have very less values, but only the meat products, I'll enter and show you the impact. Okay, so you can see the difference. Vegetable oil takes a much of cropland, and margarine also takes a much of cropland, but the fossil is very less. And sugar, fish, then beer, actually the liquors, juice and wine, liquors, all these things, they take less fossil and cropland, but just because they are taking less, it is not, they are not supposed to be taken regularly. Yes. And you have the last one, garden area. How much area you use from your backyard, from your terrace, or from your balcony for the cultivation, or for any sort of farming, maybe organic or whatever maybe. That what you have to do is that area I have to enter here. If it is in meter square, you can just directly enter here. If in the case of the previous one, you have to convert it into square feet and enter here. Then eating out, how many dollars you spent, how many dollars you spent every month eating outside, purchasing from the hotels, purchasing the food items directly and eating. Okay, all these things will have your impact, and the dollar cost, if you doesn't enter, actually you was after entering the values, if you purchase 1 kg of vegetable, you have to enter the amount of cost you spend for a month for that vegetable also here. If 1 kg of vegetables is 50 rupees, you have to enter here 50. Those things has to be done regularly. So this will give you an economical perspective also, because at the bottom of the table, you will have lots of calculations charts, which will give you how much you are spending for this, how much you are spending for that. All those things will be given so that you can reduce your spending also. You can look, have a look into your economy also. That is why these dollar values are entered. So in this table, you are supposed to enter in only 2 places. One is the amount per month place, and the next one is the dollar spent. So here also, in the case of garden area, how much area you have. That means if you have some 6 square feet in your square meters in your house, the backyard, you put 6 here. And then how much you spent for that garden, home garden. Maybe some 500 rupees per month. You can convert that 700 rupees per month. You can put it as $100 here. So these things can be done probably like this. Then eating out also, how much you spent eating out. Okay. Next, moving on to the next category. This is the residence category, because this have something to, because when you construct a house, that has its good amount of consumption from the environment. So when you have, first you have to do is how much meter square your house area is. Probably 1500. This is in meter square. Usually we people calculate in square feet. You have to convert it, that's all. Then the age of the house we are living, and you can put the cost of the house also. That is not mentioned here, but you can put it here. Then the amount of wood you purchased, this much volume, this much kilogram of wood. Usually in our areas we go with feet, cubic feet, ganadi. You have to convert that into weight. That weight depends on the wood we use. Then this is the area around our house, including the building. If the house area which you are living, if the compounded area, because not the other areas, maybe you may have a very huge area in and around, but you are living within a compact, you are using the amount of areas which you are using regularly in and around your house. Okay, so that you have to enter here, and cost of the land also you can post it here. Fine. So that is this much is what you have to enter in the residence case. Moving on to the energy part. In the case of energy part, electricity is the first one which comes here. The per month, the unit consumption in your house per month. So it's the best idea. What you have to do is you have to take the total unit consumption per year. You have to add all the, usually in our area it is once in 2 months, So you have to take 6 calculations continuously, 6 entries continuously, add them, divide it by 12. So you'll get the consumption for 1 month, and you have to enter it there. So when you enter it here, you'll get the percentage of your unit consumption, how much fossil fuel you are using for that current, how much nuclear energy, how much hydroelectric energy, how much micro hydroelectric, solar, all these wind energy, geothermal, all these things, how much you are, because for 1 month consumption of our house, these are the percentage of distribution of formation of that 350 units per month for us. So these are the methods which we get that electricity, that 350 units of electricity which we consume per month. And of course, this data is based on United States calculation. In our country is concerned, it will be fossil fuels will be a bit higher, and nuclear energy also. Now we are in good parallel with the United States, and we doesn't have most of the geothermal, all those things we don't have. Hydrothermal also in our country, hydrothermal is a bit higher. Yes. Then next one, you have the natural gas. Probably we don't use natural gas. We have LPG, which is in the next case. Here it is given in liquids, in liters. In case it is given in gallon, you can convert it from kilograms. Then the amount of firewood you have used. Here you have the cost of the LPG per month. Fuel oil which you use, the coal you use, probably we don't use coal directly. Maybe some factories they have it, they use it. And water you use. You see the amount of water you use every month. Yes, that is also counted here. Good. So this is what is related to our housing. We have the residence category first and the energy category second. And at the last, you have the water. Moving on to the third part. This is the transportation. When you talk about transportation, here you have first 4 cases. That is bus, transit, that is in and around the town, intercity, long route, train, and local train and intercity train. All these things are there. This Amtrak, Amtrak is actually one of the famous train transport available in America. You need not worry about the name. What if the first one is local bus, next one is long route bus, third one long route local train, and the next one is intercity long trains. Okay, that's all. This is what is for us here. What you have to do is per person per how much kilometer. I'll give you a small illustration. If one person in your family daily goes to his college traveling 30 kilometers. So per day it will be 60 kilometer average. When you multiply that 60 into 25 days, 6 into 25, that will be 150. So 1,500 kilometers for one person. What you have to do is, this one person travels for 1,500 kilometers. Now you have another person in your family. Another person in your family who travels something around 10 kilometers per day in a local bus. So what you have to do is you add everyone's total. Every total. So totally all the 4 members in your family, they travel 2,000 kilometers. You divide it by the number of members by 4. What do you get? You get 500. So that is what is you are supposed to enter here. 500. Then next one. So this is persons per kilometer. You keep this in mind. You need not if you are doing it for individual, it is fine. You can put just your calculation alone. In the case of family household, what you have to do is, of course, we are doing this for household because we are including the house also. So in your household, the total local bus traveled by your family members divided by the total number of family members. Then similarly, the next case, the intercity long route travels. Then you have the train and the train intercity. Okay. Long route trains. Then you have the one car category. In the one car category, probably the distance traveled by that car. So if you have your car, if you have a Maruti Alto in your house, 1 month or 1 year, you can do this like this. 1 year your car travels something around 12,000 kilometers. You are divided by 12, you get the monthly calculation. So you enter it here. So based on that, it will be calculated into the year and the other calculations. So the dollar spent, you see, you have to spend here you have to put the ticket cost also. And here you have to put the fuel cost also. Then if you go in a rental car, you have to put the average kilometer here and the cost here. Your motorcycle, similarly in the same case, your motorcycle actually, sorry, I just forgot. In this after the car column, you have an average fuel efficiency. You have to enter the kilometer per liter. your car will consume. So the amount of the number of kilometers your car will run per kilometers per liter of fuel. So average fuel efficiency is given. Then similarly, you have the motorcycle. The same case, the number of kilometers it runs and the average fuel efficiency. The last one, you have aeroplane, the number of hours of air travel. Average. If only one person from your family, he travels some 100 hours per month, you divide it by 2. So divide it by 4. So you get 25 per person. That means it will be automatically calculated. Okay. So all these cases, it is a total for your family divided by the number of family members. Then the goods you purchase. Cotton cloths, woolen cloths, synthetic cloths, the furniture you purchase in addition to the house construction, the wooden furnitures, plastic metal furnitures, other appliances in weight. Because mostly what we require, if you buy a fridge, the weight of the fridge, so that how much iron it is used, so all those things can be calculated automatically. When you buy a TV, the weight of the TV, maybe some 2 to 3 kgs, you have to enter here, and the cost here. These 2 things you have to do. Then computer and electronic equipments, other small appliances, mixers, small equipments which you buy, durable paper items, papers, books, etc. Car parts which you go for repair, so motor parts, etc. Metal items in addition to the furniture which you buy, leather items, your bags, all those things. Then plastic products, photos, all those comes under this category. Porcelain, glass items, medicines you buy, the weight of the medicines and their cost. The weight of the medicines you purchase and the cost here. Here you have the cleaning products, sanitizers, soaps, hygiene products in weight and their cost. Tobacco products in weight and their cost. All these things you are supposed to enter in these 2 columns under goods category. Then you have the services. The postal services, the couriers, all whatever you sent internationally and domestically. Then the amount you spent in hotels, camping, motels, etc. For water purpose, some we people pay to the corporation for water. That cost, amount of water and the cost. Then dry cleaning, giving outside, telephone services in dollars, household insurance, medical insurance here, household insurance here, entertainment cost, those cinemas, all those what comes under entertainment category. The amount spent in education here. Okay, so this all these services comes under this category. The postal services, hotels, travels, our camping outside, tools, water usage, garbage, all these amounts which we pay to the corporation for their services, dry cleaning, laundries, telephone, medical insurance, household insurance, entertainment category, and the education. Now waste. How much waste which we get in the case of paper and paper items in a house, aluminum items, metal items, glass items, plastic, all these in for a month, average for a month, this much kg of paper we get, this much kg of aluminum waste, this much kg of metal waste, plastic waste, glass waste, all these things you can list it here. And maybe the cost which you get for that waste, that is given here. Okay, so I'm sure when you enter all these things, you will get your score here. Your footprint is, so based on the values which I have entered here, this is just an entry value, I haven't done it perfectly. You get a score here, 2.9 global hectares. So based on these values, this the footprint, the hectares used, the total acres used is 2.9 for the survival of this one individual. And again, this is the one value. In addition to that, you will get the following values: the amount of total fossil energy you are using, total cropland, total pasture, total forest, total built-up lands, fisheries. You see, you get this total also. Then your nutritional values, you will get it here. Your nutritional values. You see here how much protein you take, how much calories you take, all these things. RDA from animals, vegetables. Then you have the categories in percentage. The food, for food, 1% fossil energy. For house, 19% fossil energy. For transportation, 4% fossil energy. When you do this calculation, it will be very interesting, because if you are concerned with you or your environment or your family members or your generation, you will do this calculation and you will try to change, try to reduce the values also. Then at the bottom you have some supporting data. These are nothing to do with our value. It all depends on the basics of the basics of this Excel sheet calculation. And in this calculation, most of the parameters included is sustainable one. We haven't included the chemicals, the heavy metals, which are non-sustainable or which are not regenerative. All these things are not included. This calculation purely includes most of the sustainable resources available. So I'm fine. You have gone through, you have got an excellent idea about how to fill this table. Okay, so now we'll go to the outcome of this. Okay, now you can see my presentation. Am I right? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
So we are back to the presentation. After filling all this, based on the methodology or the procedure which we have learned earlier, you will get the value. You will try to minimize it. You will set a smaller target, a 50% target, and then we can proceed with the new lifestyle change which we have done. And dear friends, it's not easy using 50% of what you are using, changing all those things, reducing your meat consumption, changing your food style, lifestyle, all these things. It's not easy, but it has to be happened on a day-by-day process. And here, how to make the difference? We are supposed to going to see a few methods which will help us in save the environment. As I have mentioned earlier regarding the foods, which food consumes high, which food consumes low, all these things are there. And apart from that, there are many things which we can do. Yes, let us start from the basics. I'm sure most of us know the basics of living, the basics of doing certain things in our life, but we have missed those things. I'm sure I'll just remind you certain things which we are supposed to do and we haven't yet done it, or we have forgotten them. The way you live and the decisions you make in your home have an impact on the climate. Yeah, a lot of these are what we refer as the basics, yes. But there is also the emerging issues of electronics. Let's go through the following. Water. We are supposed to continue and practice the routine basics. Water consumption, yes. Average in all over the world, people regularly use a good amount of water. 300 liters, that is average for a human being. For a person who have enough water, good water facilities in their home, they use 350 to 500 liters per day, one person. The most important contributions are bathing, showering, toilets. You can do because even a single toilet flush will cost 7 to 26 of liters. You can reduce this. You can take fewer shorter showers. Don't use running waters. Try washing your laundry in cold water. These things can be done. And also showers, you can install low flow showers. You can cut the water flow by 75%. Nowadays you have aerated facets that inside your tap end, you will have a small unit. You can replace that unit with flush advanced ones that will save 95% of the water you use. Have anyone thought about when you open the tap and keep your hands, you use the water for washing, but when you run it for 1 or 2 minutes, you lose minimum 7 to 8 liters of water. But the required amount of water for washing your hand is just a handful. Yes, but we waste that much. Our comfortability facilitates for that wastage. Earlier days, when we are using from the mug, we never pour that much water. Nowadays, we are using the tap. We just open it. We keep on washing until the last drop of the dirt goes from it. In chemistry, when we do gravimetric analysis, you have a small procedure. The process of cleaning the beaker in which the precipitate has been made. We transfer that into a Buckner funnel or a filter. In that case, we have a principle here. Less amount of water, more number of washings. This is what is recommended. But what we do, more amount of water, less number of washing. It's of no use. When you use one full drum of water for bathing, but you finish bathing in just 2-3 minutes, can you imagine how much water has gone on your fallen on your head or has poured onto your gone through your body? It should be very just maybe a 10 or 15%, and the rest has gone out. Yes, we are supposed to install low flow shower heads, cut the water flow, then replace toilets, or we can encourage our family members, our neighbors to replace dual flush toilets are there nowadays. They can reduce the water amount. Drinking water. Yes. So in a single minute of open running tap, you waste 7 to 8 liters of water. But that water is the only drinking source for 4 human beings. So you are wasting the water you needed for 4 human beings per day in a minute. You are wasting it in a minute. Regarding drinking water, this is the case. Then you have the laundry. You can wash the clothes in cold water, because when you go for hot washing, what happens? The power is used, water work is used, the heating is done. So there's in addition, then you have to go for dryers. The best option, wash it in cold water, put it in the sunlight for drying. You can save almost 85% of the power you use. Of course, mechanically we are most of our house members are not in a position to wash it on their own. You can use good washing machines which use less power, less water. Justifically, you can do that. Then you have the waste. Roughly 30 to 40% of the human beings all over the world, they recycle or they go compost. Most of us think that food waste or the compostable materials, they will decompose on their own without harming the environment. Dear friends, these compounds, they break down anaerobically when thrown in the garbage, which emits methane. And this methane is 21 to 71 times the heat trapping capability of this, increases the heat trapping capability of carbon dioxide. The most commonly referred GHG, greenhouse gas. Yes. Most of the people, they doesn't have a recycling method properly. Due to many non-recyclable items found in the blue bins and without proper cleaning, the sorting, it's transporting. So what do? You take and throw all your waste in an end in your street, and one person and the corporation has to have a vehicle to carry that. So that the transportation causes impact on your carbon footprint. Then the transportation, that burning of that fuel, that waste, all those things you think of. If you do that, if you compost that in your environment, within your household, in your backyard, a small setup, maybe it will cost you a few thousands. If you do it, you can save all those footprint values. Moreover, it will reduce your footprint from your house also. You are composting your own fuel or your own manure. Yes, we are supposed to do these things. Then transportation. Yes, bus, walk, or bike whenever possible instead of using vehicles. Let us try walking and cycling wherever possible. I'm sure St. Xavier's campus, because already most of the IITs have green campus. I'm sure your campus also will be made green. I have seen most of the students coming to your college by bicycle. This can be facilitated more. Not just you can roam around the town in your bicycles. You can walk a bit. It will be more healthy also. Greenhouse gas emission has been increased from above 42% since 1990. Most of the emissions coming from personal vehicles. Yes, we have 4 members in our family and we have 8 vehicles in our house. I know a family in and around us. They go from almost, our church is almost some 200 meters from that person's house. 4 of them, they come in 3 vehicles. Walking is enough, but still we are doing such negative impact on the environment. We need to reduce our transportation emission. If active transportation and public transit really isn't an option, the carpool will be a better option. If there is 3 cars going from Tirunelveli to Nagarkoil, you can combine 1 car instead of 3 cars. These things can be done. We are supposed to do it, or else we will have the impact very soon. Now we have electricity. Now you could remember your parents saying, off the light, off the fan, don't waste power. Yes. There is no need to keep empty rooms lit up. As soon as you get good, turn off the lights. Encourage your parents, encourage your family members, encourage your friends to use conventional, to replace conventional light bulbs with energy efficient LEDs. Yes, you can reduce, not only reducing emission, it is also cost effective. LED bulbs use 1/3 and of the cost 1/30th of the energy from an incandescent bulbs. Yes, you can do that. So by reducing the emission, you are almost reducing your economy usage also. Then, yes.
Hello, General.
Yes.
We start our second shift by 1:30. Finish it by.
I'm sure it will be over by another 10 minutes. Is it okay?
Okay, fine.
Thank you. Thank you. We are almost under the end. Yeah. Okay. In the case of electronics, we are supposed to unplug our appliances resist using new gadgets. When your appliance is plugged, it will use some sort of a power. When you buy new gadgets, the production cost will be high. Smartphone emissions globally are projected to increase from 17 megatons of carbon in 2010 to 125 megatons in 2020. So it's not that you should not use a new mobile phone or a new smartphone, but you have to consider the environmental impact also. Then this is one thing we doesn't know much. Surfing and streaming in online. More than 60,000 inquiries occur every second using Google search. Each search, dear friends, produces 0.2 grams of carbon dioxide on average. This pollution is produced by server farms which store data from the billions of smart devices. And by acquiring more devices and more technology, these servers require significantly more power to run, as well as additional energy to use to cool the machines, contributing to a rise in the emissions. We haven't thought of these things. And the food and cooking. You can just go through this chart. A meat lover, average his footprint value is 3.3. A vegetative person, for a vegetable eating person, it's just 1.5. Yes, you can see here 3.3 to 1.5. That shows the importance of meat in our food. Avoiding meat in our food. I'll give you one more small chart. You see the values. The footprint value of lentil, 110 grams is 0.9. In the case of beef, it is 27, and the lamb, it is 39.2. We have to compare. From 0.9, tomato 1.1, milk 1.9, beans 2, tofu 2, yogurt 2.2, peanut butter 2.5, and beef, you go to 27. For pork, it is 12. For lamb, it is 39. So you can use this chart to justify your food usage. Chicken is fine. Healthy chicken is fine. Fish is fine. Meat, a bit rarely. Yes. I have no time. I'll just go a bit faster. Again, use the same old, let's eat food from a house. All those, try some tasty ideas, healthy, reducing, reusing, cook smartly, try to use whichever food is possible, you eat raw. Mostly use the stoves. Don't avoid ovens, which will have more fuel requirement. Use electric kettles for boiling waters. Try to be organic, eat organic. It will have less impact on the environment, and it's also healthy for us all. Try to grow your own food in your backyard, in your balcony. That will have an excellent impact. And what do you buy? Think before what you spend. What you buy for the purpose of buying, the usage. Try to reduce consumption, reuse, recycle. This 3 R's is most important in the case of environmental management. And the last R is refuse. This is what I used to say. Before shopping, write down the items or products you need and do not wander from here and there all along the veranda or all along the shop. Remember the 4th R, refuse. Refuse items you don't need. Straws, plastic cutlery, carry bags. Try to keep them on your own. Yes, you are supposed to do it. Think much on the content and wrapping, on the things you buy, covered items, packed items, all those things. You see whether the package can be recycled or not. Nowadays, when you buy any electrical appliances, you will have that. This box can be recycled. You see in your mobile phone package, all those things are there. Try to reuse. Don't waste those items, contents or wrapping items. Fashions. Yes, your clothings also. I'm sure you people know 7,570 liters of water is needed to make 1 pair of jeans. And this water is almost 1/3 of an Olympic swimming pool. Water required in an Olympic swimming pool. So we are supposed to justify these needs, whether that gene is needed. The other ways of buying quality dresses, how to wear, buy fewer quality items, wear your clothes for more than a single season. Try many options. If your clothes gets damaged, gets small, you can donate it. You can try doing some other options. Please don't waste your fashion items also. Shop locally. This is a key point, because when you buy a thing which is transported from kilometers away, the transportation cost will have an impact on your economy and on the footprint also. So better you prepare on your own, or buy from your local area, which will have a good maybe you will get good food which is doesn't have taken long time, good fruits, good vegetables, healthy one, maybe a bit they might not be look good, but they will be healthy for you and for your family. Dear friends, we are supposed to learn all these things very soon. Learn the best techniques to manage our resources. If not, they will disappear very soon. And when after they disappear, we can't do anything. The human beings will suffer. We are the one we suffer. And why we? This is the key question here, because only academicians can make the change. I'm sure the students going out from this program will have the change in their family, and that in turn that will move on. And that is what is the last action. Move on, do local environmental action, educate and advocate all. Dear friends, we are supposed to do it. I'll give you small statistics. I'll end up here. The people died of hunger this 1 year, 41,52,500 and something. And at the same time, you see the food wasted this year. It's more than 10 times their requirement in tons. And you see the people in need of water. If you could say 5% people are wasting the food of 45% of human beings. We have to think of it. Hunger is the biggest killer in the earth. And another latest score, you see, this is in 2014, the score is 2.8. Actually, in 2004, it was 1.5. Yes, our global hectare biocapacity ability is just 1.7, and the score is 2.8. We have to act immediately or we will perish. Dear friends, this is a quote from the Bible. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Eden to cultivate and keep it. And what we are doing, we are cultivating, and it's our grief which has spoiled the environment. Mahatma Gandhi has said, the earth provides enough to satisfy everyone's need, but not everyone's greed. Yes, what we are doing to the forests of the world is but a mirror reflection of what we are doing to ourselves and to one another. Let's spread this information to as much as we can, so that this good news will go to all creation. Let us save our environment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Let me now invite Dr. M. Murugan, the coordinator of SXC-2, Department of Human Excellence, to propose vote of thanks.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நன்றிகள். 7 கண்டங்கள், 249 நாடுகள், 7.9 பில்லியன் மக்கள். இவர்கள் அனைவரும் எதிர்கொள்வது எரிந்து வரும் காடுகள், உருகி வரும் பனிமலைகள், உயர்ந்து வரும் கடல் மட்டம், அழிந்து வரும் நிலப்பரப்பு. இவற்றையெல்லாம் பாதுகாக்க வேண்டிய முக்கிய பொறுப்பு எதிர்கால ஆளுமைகளாக இருக்கக்கூடிய மாணவர்கள். ஆகவே மாணவர்களே, உங்களுக்காக இந்த கார்பனினுடைய பாதிப்பு, சுற்றுச்சூழல் மற்றும் பல்லுயிர்களின் முக்கியத்துவம் பற்றி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் ஹியூமன் எக்ஸலன்ஸ் ஏற்பாடு செய்திருக்கிறது. அவ்வகையில் இந்த நிகழ்விற்கு இறைவேண்டல் செய்த ஆய்வுப்புல தலைவர் திருமதி எம் பேபி மரியாத்ரா, வண்ணத்து பூச்சியின் அசைவுகள், அதனுடைய பிரதிபலிப்பு, அதனுடைய முக்கியத்துவம் என்ற கருத்தை முன்னிறுத்தி வரவேற்புரை நல்கிய துறை தலைவர், அதிபர் தந்தை, சிறப்பு அழைப்பாளரை அறிமுகம் செய்து வேதியியல் துறை தலைவராக இருக்கக்கூடிய முனைவர் ஜெயவின்சி ரூபன் ஆகியோருக்கு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் ஹியூமன் எக்ஸலன்ஸ் சார்பாக நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். மனிதர்கள் பயன்படுத்தும் உணவுப் பொருட்களின் பழக்க வழக்கங்களின் நுகர்வு திறன், கார்பனின் பாதிப்பு போன்றவற்றை பட்டியலிட்டு சுற்றுச்சூழல் பாதுகாக்க வேண்டிய அவசியத்தை முன்னிறுத்திய நேசமணி மெமோரியல் கிறிஸ்டியன் கல்லூரியினுடைய உதவி பேராசிரியர், வேதியியல் துறை பேராசிரியர் திரு நீல்மான் அவர்களை நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அவர்களுக்கு மிக்க நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அவ்வகையில் நிகழ்ச்சியை மிக அற்புதமாக தொகுத்து வழங்கிய ஒருங்கிணைப்பாளர், மிகச்சிறந்த பண்பாளர், அறிவியல் புல தலைவர் SP விக்டர் அவர்களுக்கும், இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு உறுதுணை புரிந்த கல்லூரி முதல்வர், IPAC தலைவர் மற்றும் உறுப்பினர்கள், மாணவர்கள், துறை சார்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய பேராசிரியர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் ஹியூமன் எக்ஸலன்ஸ் சார்பாக நன்றியை உரித்தாக்குகிறோம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, sir. With this, we wind up the session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.